Welcome back to the deep dive. Okay, so if you're out there building something, maybe a business, a freelance career, trying to grow some wealth, you've probably noticed, uh, the government doesn't always feel like your biggest fan. More like a tax collector, right?
Huh. Yeah, it often feels that way. And the system, it's complex. I mean, let's be honest, sometimes it feels deliberately complex.
Exactly. Which is why today we're really digging into a guide that aims to fix that. Mark J. Kohler's The Tax and Legal Playbook.
Yeah, this is a really important one. Kohler's got this pretty unique background. He's not just a CPA, he's also an attorney.
Right. Two hats.
Two hats. And that means he sees the whole picture. It's not just about saving tax dollars, it's about saving them safely without, creating legal headaches down the road.
That's a crucial distinction. And this book, it really came about during a time of, well, constant change, didn't it? Tax laws shifting, the economy doing its thing.
And the rise of the gig economy.
Yeah.
Suddenly, millions of people were like accidental business owners.
Right. So the big problem Kohler tackles is, how do you, the entrepreneur, the freelancer, actually navigate all this complexity? How do you avoid getting buried in paperwork, or worse, paying way more tax than you legally need to?
Exactly. His goal really is to pull back the curtain, give you actionable strategies. So this deep dive, think of it as your shortcut to understanding that playbook. It's about minimizing taxes legally and, maybe just as importantly, building a solid fence around your assets.
Okay, let's unpack this.
So the core idea, right off the bat, you absolutely have to be proactive with this stuff. Informed planning isn't optional, it's foundational.
Yeah, you can't just wing it or hope your accountant catches everything after the fact. You need to treat your tax and legal planning like, well, like product development. It's that serious.
And where does that proactive planning start? Kohler argues it starts with the very first, maybe most critical decision, your business structure.
The entity choice, LLC, S Corp, that whole alphabet soup.
Exactly. And it's not just bureaucratic hoops to jump through. This choice is like a major strategic lever, deciding between an LLC, an S Corp, maybe even a C Corp. That's where huge tax savings could be found, or, frankly, lost.
So for a lot of small business owners, where's the kind of immediate win with that choice? I know it gets technical fast.
Well, often the biggest bang for your buck comes from making that S Corp election. You might still be an LLC legally, but you choose to be taxed as an S Corp. See, as a sole proprietor, basically every penny of profit gets hit with self-employment tax. That's what, 15.3%?
Ouch. Right. Both halves, employer and employee.
Exactly. But the S Corp lets you split it. You pay yourself a reasonable salary. That part gets the payroll taxes. But then the remaining profit, the distributions.
Not subject to self-employment tax.
Bingo, that separation, that's where serious savings happen for many business owners. It's a key mechanism.
Okay, that makes sense. So you set up the right structure, then it's about maximizing what stays in that structure, right?
Yeah.
Deductions, credits.
Yeah, and Kohler really hammers this home. Compliance isn't just an April thing, it's a daily thing. You've got to know what qualifies home office, travel, gear, whatever. But the absolute linchpin? Documentation.
Record keeping.
Meticulous record keeping. As he basically says, if the auditor can't see the proof, the clear record, that deduction might as well have never existed. Your records are your shield.
And he doesn't stop at just, like, operational expenses. He brings in bigger assets, too, like real estate.
Right. Real estate isn't just about appreciation. It's a tax tool. Think depreciation. You get to deduct a portion of the building's cost over time, even if the property value is actually going up.
That's a powerful concept.
And then there's the 1031 exchange for investors. It's a bit more advanced, maybe, but it lets you sell an investment property and roll the entire proceeds into another similar property, deferring the capital gains tax.
So you keep your money working
Yeah.
instead of handing a slice over to the government right away.
Exactly. Keep that snowball rolling.
Okay, so we've built this efficient machine, but efficiency can sometimes paint a target on your back, right? Which brings us to that other side of the playbook. The legal defense, the long-term security, asset protection.
Yes, and this is where his lawyer brain really kicks in. Asset protection, it's all about being proactive. Before there's a problem, before the lawsuit, before the creditor comes knocking.
Setting up the defenses ahead of time.
Precisely. Using things like your business entity itself, the LLC or corporation, or sometimes different kinds of trusts. The goal is to build strong walls between your business risks and your personal life, your personal assets, like digging a legal moat around your house.
And that protection ties into building wealth long-term too, doesn't it, through retirement accounts?
Absolutely. He talks a lot about using retirement accounts strategically.
Yeah.
Not just sticking money away, but using the right accounts. For business owners, that often means things like a solo 401k or a SEP IRA,
Why those specifically?
because they let you put away huge amounts, tax deferred, way more than a standard employee IRA. So you're turbocharging your retirement savings and cutting your current tax bill at the same time. It's using the business to fuel that growth.
And the final piece of that long-term puzzle, estate planning, which, let's be honest, a lot of younger entrepreneurs probably put off.
They do, but Kohler argues it's critical. A good estate plan isn't just about avoiding family fights. It minimizes potential estate taxes down the line and makes sure the wealth you worked so hard to build actually goes where you intended to, smoothly.
What's fascinating here is seeing how it all connects. Your daily expense tracking, the retirement accounts, the eventual estate plan. It's all part of one big strategy for financial security.
That's the holistic view, right? That's the benefit of having someone who understands both the tax code and the legal implications.
Okay, let's shift gears slightly to the third big area.
Yeah.
Compliance, audits, and just the basic legal stuff you need to know to stay out of hot water. We talked record. But what if, the IRS does call?
Yeah, the dreaded audit. Kohler tries to demystify it. He points out common red flags like big round numbers for expenses or deductions way out of line with your industry average.
Things that just look off.
Exactly. But he also gives you a game plan, how to prepare if you get that notice, what your rights are, how to respond professionally. Knowing the rules of the game takes away a lot of the fear, Less panic, fewer potential penalties.
And then there's the legal playbook part itself. Contracts, intellectual property, hiring people, the day-to-day legal essentials.
Oh, man. This is where businesses that are otherwise doing great can stumble. Think about IP intellectual property. You hire a freelancer for a logo. Does the contract clearly say you own it? Is it a work made for hire? If not,
You might not actually own your own logo.
you might not. Or simple contract mistakes, unclear payment terms, fuzzy descriptions of what work needs to be done. That's lawsuit territory for small businesses. Kohler really pushes you to think about these potential landmines proactively.
Right. If we connect this to the bigger picture, then the themes are really about financial literacy, meeting a strategy, and frankly, legal empowerment. These aren't just side tasks you hand off.
No, they're core skills for succeeding today. And it's interesting how the book itself kind of grows with you. It starts with basics, what is an LLC, but then moves into more sophisticated stuff like optimizing S-corp payouts or using trusts.
It implies you need to keep learning.
Definitely. Laws change, the economy changes, your strategies have to evolve too, or you start leaving money on the table. Or worse, exposing yourself to risk.
And while the specific tax rules vary place to place, the core message feels pretty universal, doesn't it?
Oh, totally. The need for that legal fence, for a tax-smart structure, for proactive planning that's global. Every business owner everywhere faces similar challenges.
It's interesting to compare Kohler's approach to, say, more mindset-focused books, like Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Right. Kiyosaki tells you why you need financial education, why the system works differently for the rich. Kohler gives you the actual toolbox. He shows you the how, the specific legal structures, the tax rules, the mechanisms to actually build that financial fortress. He's the engineer drawing the blueprints.
He gives the how-to for the what if. Okay, so this is a ton of great info. How does someone listening right now actually start using this? What are the practical first steps?
Well, it really boils down to organization and making it a habit. Kohler stresses getting out of that tax season panic mode. Instead, you need to build this thinking into your regular routine.
Like a weekly check-in.
Exactly. Maybe block off, say, 30 minutes every Sunday. Review your bank statements, categorize those expenses properly, maybe even glance at any news about tax changes that might affect you. It's about cultivating a tax-conscious mindset all year round.
He also pushes for creating a personalized plan, right? And not just filing taxes, but actively planning them.
Yes. Use the frameworks in the book. He even provides worksheets. Sit down and actually calculate, okay, if I switch to an S-corp, what could that save me? Or if I maximize my home office deduction this way, what's the dollar impact? It makes the concepts real, tangible.
Turns theory into potential cash in your pocket.
Precisely. And the book uses examples, stories of entrepreneurs who saved big or avoided disaster because they made the right move at the right time. The whole point is to shift you from being kind of scared or passive about taxes and legal stuff to being empowered and strategic. It's a catalyst, really.
Absolutely. So what does this all mean? I think the biggest takeaway for me is that you can't just dump all this on your CPA or lawyer and wash your hands of it. You
Yeah.
have to be involved. You need to be an educated strategic partner in your own financial future.
Yeah, because if you're not, if you lack that basic understanding, you're probably leaving significant savings and valuable legal protections on the table. Stuff you're actually entitled to.
But there's a flip side, a challenge, right?
There is. While Kohler gives you this amazing comprehensive toolkit, which tool is perfect for you? Which specific trust? What's the optimal S-corp salary? That really depends on your situation, your specific business, where you operate, your tolerance for risk.
So the book is the map, but you still need to navigate your specific terrain. Professional advice tailored to you is still key.
Absolutely. The book empowers you to ask the right questions, to understand the advice you're getting, but it doesn't replace that personalized guidance entirely.
You're driving the car now, maybe for the first time, but you understand the rules of the road. Okay, final thought then. Since adapting these strategies is so personal, what's the one area in your financial life right now? Maybe it's your business entity, maybe it's maximizing deductions, maybe it's finally tackling asset protection that feels the most complex or uncertain and needs that kind of informed, proactive approach Kohler talks about.
That's a great question to leave people with. Find that one thing.
Find it, dive into it using these principles, and start building your strategy today.